Hi, my name is Diya. I'm from ME221 and I'm also a part-time student librarian at the IMU Library. So today I'm going to be giving you a book review on this book titled Apley and Solomon's System of Orthopaedics and Trauma. And you can find this ebook on the ProQuest eBook Central database, which is one of the many databases that IMU has subscribed to. So how you would access this book is by going to the IMU library portal and then selecting the ProQuest database and then searching for the title of this book, and it should bring you to this page. Okay, so what I'm going to be explaining today is essentially what I like about this book, why I think it would be helpful for medical students and any other medical professionals. Um, the many features that are offered in this ebook, and yeah, essentially why I think it would be very helpful and useful to medical students. Okay, so this book, the authors of this book is Ashley Blom, David Warwick, and Michael Whitehouse. This book is published by Taylor and Francis Group, and this is the 10th edition of this book. Okay, so this book is available to be read online. You can also download it. And then you can download the entire book, or you can download this book by chapters in the form of PDF. And then you will be able to annotate, highlight, or insert notes, do anything you'd like with your copy of the book using any software that you open PDFs with, anything that you have on your computer, whether it's Adobe or anything else. Okay, and then so this is the table of contents. All right. You have the standard contributors, preface, acknowledgements. Also, they provide you with a list of abbreviations that are used, and you can always access this and look at it anytime you don't understand. You come across any abbreviation that you're not quite sure of, you can always refer back to this page. So, for example, they tell you that ADH is antidiuretic hormone, and then there are a ton of other abbreviations. Okay, and then now going down to the bulk of this book, which is essentially the sections. It's divided into 3 sections. You have section 1 is general orthopedics, section 2 is regional orthopedics, and then section 3 is trauma. Okay, so let me take you through these sections. Each section has further subsections. So let's go to section 1 first. You can see they have subsections. The first one is diagnosis. So essentially it explains to you how you diagnose any issue, in any patient that comes in with symptoms that indicate musculoskeletal disease. And then infection, and then they move on to, other subtypes like inflammatory rheumatic disorders, crystal deposition disorders, osteoarthritis, tumors, neuromuscular disorders, peripheral nerve disorders, and many other things under general orthopedics. Okay, so when you click on general orthopedics, this is what you will find. All right, and coming down to the first section, diagnosis in orthopedics. So like I mentioned, this section is going to explain how you would conduct and confirm a diagnosis. And this would consist of course, history taking, and then the second part will be physical examination. So before we explore that, let me just give you an overview of the features that are available in this ebook. So this button, if you click on it, is to download the entire chapter. And then this would be to copy text, or you can also do that by highlighting. And, clicking this is the same button. Essentially, you can copy and paste it in your notes or anywhere that you may want to keep this information. And then this is for sharing the link. So when you click on this, it will generate a link that you can Control-C to copy and then share it with your friends or your study group or with anyone you'd like. This is for highlighting. So just highlights like select a sentence like that, and then you have options on many different colors that you can highlight the book. So, for example, if I want blue, it's blue. If I want yellow, then I can highlight it yellow. Looks like that. And then this one is to add a note. So you select and then you can type in whatever you like. And then click save, and this note will always be here for your revision. And this is for bookmarks. So for example, if you're studying and you decide you want to stop at this page, click on this and then you can see it's going to bookmark this page for you. So you can always come back to it really easily. These buttons are for zooming out, zooming in, depends on what you prefer, how big you'd like your font size to be, and things like that. Okay, so that's about it for the features. One more thing is that there is a very useful search bar on the side here that you can search for any specific term or phrase that you've heard of being used in orthopedics or that you've read in this book before, but you don't want to scroll down and find that exact sentence that you're looking for. You can simply just search for it over here, and it will take you to the exact page that those words were found in. Okay, so coming back to this, for example, if you were to look at diagnosis of orthopedics, like I mentioned, it's really explained to you how to take a history, specifically for musculoskeletal disease. So they tell you about the specific symptoms you have to explore. For example, pain. What kind of pain is it? What kind of questions you need to ask the patient to assess, where they're having the pain exactly, what it could indicate, things like that. Ask them to tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how much it hurts, and then how you could grade the pain, whether it's referred pain, autonomic pain. And they also include pictures to show you exactly where it's common, the common signs of pain to occur. And then other symptoms, stiffness, swelling, deformities, weakness, they really explain to you what you find. With the right questions to ask in patients so that you can So that is for something like history of present illness, then you have past history, family history, social background, and go to examination, and the main components of physical exam for the musculoskeletal system would be look, feel, move. So they tell you in each component what you're supposed to look for, what you're supposed to feel for, and what you're supposed to move, and how you're supposed to do it. And then they also do pictures to show you, so you can understand what exactly you're supposed to do or what it's supposed to look like, and so you don't accidentally do something different than what is intended. Okay, so just over here. Yeah, and so I thought this was very, very helpful because you really find everything you need in one resource. You don't have to exactly read this book and look at read the text of what they're trying to say and then go and look for videos to show you what they actually meant by that. You can already sort of gauge what they're trying to convey to you via the images. So I thought that was extremely helpful. Yeah, and then neurological examinations. There's an entire table. There's an image showing you dermatomes, which I think is quite important because it's one of the things that medical students frequently forget, but it's also extremely, extremely important to know. So they give you this image for a little bit of context. And yeah, I think that the entire book, the way that it's structured, is just very comprehensive, and it really keeps in mind the comfort and the comfort of students when they're trying to study, and it really prevents them from having to jump between resources a lot. So yeah, so a lot of information on examination, history taking for diagnosis, and then if we look at another section, like for example, section 3 on trauma. If you go to something like management of major injuries, that would be this section over here. Then they explain to you how we manage major injuries, the etiology. So what causes major trauma? They give you statistics to support what they're saying and to make it more interesting. Then pre-hospital management, immediate actions, triage. They explain what you're supposed to do. yeah, so there's a lot of information here about how to manage really urgent conditions, uh, like pre-hospital, and then once they're in the hospital, how you manage that. Um, yeah, essentially just a comprehensive overview on how trauma is handled and managed in hospitals. Then with the ABCs, of course, they explain to you each component. For example, A for airway, B for circulation, C for exposure. They explain to you what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to look for in each section, each component. So yeah, I would say this is just very comprehensive and of course extremely important for medical students and also junior doctors and anybody working in a hospital to know. Yeah, so that's about it for my book review. In conclusion, I just really like the way that this book is structured. I think it's very useful for medical students. I think it provides just enough information for students, but not enough that it will overwhelm them or discourage them from continuing to study. And yeah, that's more than enough explanation. I think the writing in this book is simple enough so that students don't have to um keep searching up different terminologies or terms because a lot of it is just explained in the book itself and also with the list of definitions that makes it extremely helpful to really understand what they're trying to say even if you don't um get it at first glance. You know? Yeah, so that's about it for my review. Thank you so much for watching and you check out this book and enjoy reading. Thank you so much.